tonight, please, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tom. Can you go through roll call, please?
Yes, I will. Those present are Mayor Shaw, Council members Amy Baker, Rock, Armbruster, Kemp, and Maureen Baker. Staff present, myself, Tammy Justice, Bill Cameron, Adam Lyons, Darren Perry, Jim Gibson, Shelley Rock, and Lieutenant MacGyver.
Thank you. Council, I'll look for approval of agenda, please. Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
There is a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, council. Now look for approval of the consent agenda.
Consent agenda items which include April 28, 2026 claim vouchers 9003 through 9014 and 3 PSP in the amount of $27,336.33, certified and approved on 4/28/26. April 2026 treasurer's report and April payroll in the amount of $43,041.96, certified and approved on 5/5/26. May 12, 2026 claim vouchers 9022 through 9035 and 3 PFTs in the amount of $39,615.12, and April 14th, 2026 council meeting minutes. Vouchers have been audited and verified by the audit committee.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Tammy would like to make sure on the roll call that you please add code enforcement
Yes, I will.
present.
Yep.
Okay. Nobody signed up for public comment, so we'll move right to staff reports. We got a full staff here tonight. I think all of them have something to share, so Jim, why don't you go ahead and start, please?
Jim Gibson, city planner. Things have been pretty quiet in the planning section. We have 2 final plats we're working on right now, 2 short plats, 2-lot short plat for Lewismeyer, and a 2-lot short plat up on Seattle Street. So we're in the final approvals of those. We have preliminary approvals for both of them, and working through those. Seattle Street, the 6-lot short plat, you've seen maybe a couple years ago. Good, you've seen. 6-lot short plat we talked about a couple years ago. They're finally getting into construction on that one. That's the Ohms or Seattle Street plat as you know it. So water main is starting on there. The roadway will get started. So we should have some, if things don't continue this summer, should have some houses started by the end of the year. So those 2, I think that's about it. Any questions on those?
Did you want to address on the Lewismeyer, if you remember right? That's the one that's been sitting in limbo for quite a few years. A couple of you probably weren't even on the council, but they have deeded the property to us, right, Tim?
Yes.
And there was a strip of land that was deeded for them to get their short plat, able to let us run water line from the end of Emerald Crimson Court on down to help me with the road, 133rd.
Part of the requirement was for him to go out to buy that land so we can extend the road out and it will be dedicated prior to final plat application. So, there'll be future right away for roads and water improvements.
Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
Lieutenant?
Good to see everybody again. Sorry I missed last month. Had some out-of-state family stuff, fun stuff to do, so I apologize. For April 2026, not much different than the rest. Things have been going pretty smooth. We did have an increase in traffic stops and area checks in the city, and just minor public services and a couple domestic violence calls and whatnot over the course of the month. We're staying pretty consistent with just between 90 and 100 calls per service per month in the city. Now, obviously, some of those are self-generated, but other ones are just going to be general calls for service. We only drew 6 case numbers last month, which also seems to be kind of on par for normalcy, if you will. So nothing outstanding. No major complaints coming into the sheriff's office about anything in town other than the occasional, hey, we got some folks that are speeding here and whatnot, but we still want to make sure that we're hearing about those things. So, any questions for me about anything that's come up or any rumors or anything strange? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Code enforcement, Brian?
Good evening, guys. How are you? We have 10 nuisance violations that we sent out this month. So far, we've had 2 self-compliance up in Tipsoo, and then the other 8, no call, no emails, no nothing yet. So we have a re-inspection set for 5/20, where we'll go out and then we'll send a follow-up notice with violations to them on that day. So there's quite a few actually. So I'm hopeful to hit a few back, but nothing yet. Checking emails, I don't have a single one. So any specific ones you guys have questions on?
If there's a noise abatement problem, do we call you or the sheriff?
It's a hard one. I don't have any tools to abate the noise, so and they're typically late at night, so I'm not down at 11:30 at night.
Is it music or what is it?
Music, but it's got a foghorn blaring, and last Sunday it ran till 11:30, and the week before on Sunday it ran until probably 11, and I called the sheriff's department.
Can you send a notice in to me about that?
Sure.
Just keep on file with it.
Okay, just one more ammunition piece.
Just like to get out of the file. Absolutely. So I expect that we'll have a few for Bill to send out on the 21st.
If you see him and talk to him, you could just remind him what time music needs to shut off and how loud it can be up until that time.
Absolutely.
This was loud enough with my doors and windows all shut, sitting in my house, it was overriding my TV. It was probably 120 TV on their property. I might as well live in King Donny old days.
Sorry about that. We have a couple over there. We have a couple RVs too. So,
So, there was a new one in?
yeah.
That was last Thursday.
Yeah, correct, yeah. I drive by and I try to take pictures, but there's no one living them. We don't have any ordinance that says they can't park it there, so.
Yeah.
Just like there's not an ordinance that says that we can't have a certain amount of vehicles, so.
If somebody's in it, there's a 2-week limit, correct?
There's 15 days if they, yeah, correct. Like out of town, yes, they can be like 15 days. But they're not supposed to be living in. We have a few that are people that are living in RVs that we've sent out to them.
I just
So-
noticed today, another new thing, is there's a couple of old Volkswagen type vehicles, pretty well stripped, laying on their side and on each other in the back lot too.
Yeah, that was addressed as well.
Okay.
They're not allowed to have abandoned, broke down vehicles on the property. That's in our code. So we've addressed a few of those out there.
Okay,
So,
it's just, there's not, each of that property is not covered. And I don't know if there's anything in our codes about fences being made of pallets.
not specifically. I did have a talk. That gentleman is compliant and trying to get rid of that and clean it up. So,
I think he gave them to my neighbor.
oh,
He brought in a truckload 3 feet higher than the cab, full of them Sunday. And now they're a fence between Amy's property.
from Sunday to now. Yeah, we do have some general development guidelines, but a lot of those little nuanced things are like, we can have a fence up to 4 feet in front.
Right.
We don't say that you have to have a certain type of fence, so they get away with it. So it's just not in there for me
You
to do.
just kind of suddenly mention it.
I try my best to nudge them generally. I don't think I'm gonna get anything with them.
I'm worried about rodents. When you get the picket fence or a fence made up of create the rodent problem.
So those letters, Brian, went out last week, right?
We went out on the 6th, yeah.
So,
Well, we put them before the 6th, but I estimated that they'd get to them on the 6th. So,
hopefully by the next meeting, I'm sure he'll have more feedback. Right now, they haven't met the deadline of when they have to respond, but just hopefully at the next meeting, you'll have more update of
yeah, we're not gonna wait.
how people responded.
Yeah, we'll be pretty quick. Bill and I will be pretty quick on returning the next letter to them, so.
You and Bill are working on that.
Yes, correct.
Sounds good. Any other questions for Brian?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir. Adam?
Yeah, so, this coming Monday at 10 a.m. right here at City Hall will be opening bids for the 2026 roadway treatments project that includes repairs and chip seals for several of the streets in the city. So that's exciting. That's something that you'll be able to see in the next few months or this summer. I'm currently working on the grant applications with the Thurston Regional Planning Council for the intersection turn to roundabouts at Center Street and Minnesota Street along 507. I was just walking the city with the mayor and Theron, also covering the rapid flashing beacons of the trail crossings at Center Street and Minnesota Street. So we're getting all that all into the application, 2 applications. And so that's going to cover a lot of good stuff for the city, exciting stuff. So stay tuned for that. And just to put it out there, because Matt Russell, the fire marshal, is not here tonight, he did a new fire flow analysis for the city. I've been working with him on it for a few months, and I think that he should be here to present it. But his analysis follows the current fire code that the city is supposed to follow, and it raises the fire flow requirements in the city quite a bit with some commercial buildings and some with residential. You're okay in some areas, in other areas there's need for improvement with piping and additional storage into the coming years. So we'll be discussing that in more detail. We'll put it on the agenda at a future meeting when he's here. That's all for me.
Any questions for Adam? Thank you, Adam. Theron?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Since our last meeting, Public Works has been living on lawnmowers. We are headlong into lawn mowing season. We've had multiple days where all 3 of us are on mowers just to keep up. They fertilized all the city properties and parks, and so Paul's mowing them twice a week just to keep up, but everything is looking beautiful. We've made a round pretty much all through town, first round of spraying weeds. We did our meter reads and shut-offs during this last cycle. They completed the sprinkler system at Public Works that you guys approved in this year's budget. So that is awesome. The grass is being watered every morning when I come in. The sprinkler's running, it's getting watered, it's looking green. We have continued to work forward on our rehabilitation of well 6. The drilling company came out, pulled out the old pump and motor, and they found an obstruction, so they came out with a video camera, and they believe in pulling the pump and motor out. They've drawn the screen up about 100 feet from the well, so now they're applying for a permit from Department of Ecology to move forward and extracting the screen before we can talk about putting a new pump and motor in there. As Jim said, they're working on the water line for the 6 homes on Seattle Street. Contractor came out to expose the valve yesterday and ended up tagging a water line, so we spent a good part of the day helping him fix that. We had an episode this last month of some minor vandalism at the bathrooms down at Lokowski Park. Somebody smeared their poop all over the walls and fixtures and just from floor to ceiling, so we had that shut down for 2 days while we deep cleaned and sanitized that. Why there's a fascination with, that's happened a couple of times now, with smearing poop all over the walls since we've opened those. So the fascination with that, I wish somebody would explain that to me because I don't get it. So anyway, we got that cleaned up, it's back up and going. And last two things is William is leaving next week for 3 days for Water Distribution Manager Level 2 exam prep. He turned in his application to get his Level 2 certification, and he'll do the exam prep, and I would think within the next 30 days take the exam, and I'm 100% confident he'll pass. And then I completed my professional operator certification, and now to try and keep up with Shelley, and the side note, the side funny there is she got a piece of mail that said Shelley Roth, Public Works Engineering Manager. And so I have felt severely threatened ever since. So I have applied now for my level 3 certification just to try and keep up with Shelley. Yeah. And I think that's all I have. Any questions?
Thank you, Theron. Any questions for Theron?
Or maybe you should direct them to our engineering manager.
I can answer those.
I believe in you.
Thank you, Theron. Okay, we'll now go to council reports. If anybody has any. Maureen?
I attended TRPC beginning of the month. Not really a lot going on as far as we're concerned, but they talked about putting a staff retreat together. And that's about it. Next meeting will be June 5th, and that can either be, I think you see it on YouTube, or it's a video.
Thank you. Any questions for Maureen? Ron?
I attended the meeting last month, and that comes up again tomorrow. Nothing much to report there.
Cool. Any questions for Ron? Thank you. Tom?
My emergency management radio checks went so-so, but once again, the fire department always on calls, it seems like this time of year. And there's a few other things that we're going to work out. But other than that, I'm going to be getting with Chief Marshall, Matt Marshall. It's that time of year to check all of our emergency safety shelters, the fire extinguishers and all that type of stuff. So if there's anything that the city would like to have him do the inspection on, let me know, and I'll put it on the list. It'll probably be sometime next month, but we'll get a veteran for the year. So, like I said, it's inspection on fire extinguishers, safety, entrances, that type of stuff. And he checks the wiring to make sure everything's okay and it's not gonna get overblown or something. So,
Good.
so yeah, we're gonna go get that done. Other than that, that's all I got.
Thank you. Any questions for Tom?
I have a question. So the Thurston County emergency management meetings, do you still attend those? Because I was wondering if that's something I can attend also, because I'm kind of trying to get our department prepared as best we can.
Due to some personal problems, I haven't been able to go on the days.
Is that something I can attend? Is it open?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll get with you and tell you who to contact, and they'll put you on the email list and give you date and times. It's usually Thursdays at about 10 o'clock.
Okay. Because we're working on a little bit of an emergency management plan for the water system and maybe
Thank you, Tom. Ryan? Nothing new? Any questions for Ryan? Thank you, Ryan. Amy?
I attended the study meeting, on the 12th? No, just kidding, last month, whatever day it was. They went over quite a few grants and funding, most of which I didn't think was pertinent to us. There is a tourism initiative that they're starting. It includes Tenino, Bucota, and a couple of the smaller communities. I'll know more on Friday. Basically, the idea is with events or possibly places around the city, they'd have QR codes and people have to check in with the QR codes. And the more check-ins you get, the more entries you get, and then you win a prize. They're asking that the community would contribute $1,000 to participate. It does need mayoral support. And the prizes, they were started with $5,000, but then they got a match during the meeting, so the prize is like $10,000.
Wow.
So, like I said, I'll know more on Friday because they were just forming a work group. I also started the ACW, the initial training for ACW training, just for myself. And have you taken the CERT training?
I think so.
You have? Okay, because that might be something, because that was super helpful with the emergency management. I took it right before.
I'll look at my
Council
training
started.
calendar and see if I can find that. Okay, if I didn't take it here, I probably took it. But thank you, all.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all I have.
Any questions for Amy? Thank you, Amy. Bill, you got anything besides what you're gonna do in the next topic?
Well, I did go to the drama conference this spring and learned all about being a city attorney, as usual. Not that I haven't done that before. And the state legislature hadn't done that many bad things to us, but talking to our planner before the meeting, and we decided we'll just wait until we get a note from Congress that we need to do something, rather than read through all that stuff. And better news is I have a new grandson. So,
Thank you. Any questions for Bill? Tammy?
So I just wanted to report on our garbage cleanup day. It was a huge success. I wrote down all the addresses of the people that came by, and we have there was 75 to 80 people that brought us their trash. So, and we got tons and tons of praise and thank yous for that. So, and we're getting better every time. We are figuring out little tricks of the trade, and so we'll hopefully have another one in October. We're aiming for twice a year. We're going to do spring and fall. LeMay has graciously donated the dumpsters to us, and she said we're fine to do that 2 times a year, so that's awesome. Council, I meant to ask you before the meeting if you could grab your stuff out of your boxes if you want. I don't know if you, Amy, do you even know you have a box? I thought maybe that was the case.
Great.
So maybe just be, just grab stuff if you want it. It can sit in there, I don't care. I just wanted to make sure if there was something there you needed that you knew it was in there, so. We are also, again, this year, a drop-off point for art for the Thurston County Art Contest, which you can drop off anytime. We got our supplies for that yesterday, so anytime any of you have art you'd like to bring, we're ready for you. And I believe until the 28th, I think you can drop off. May 28th, yes. And then as far as the 250th anniversary celebration this year for America, we've kind of just been talking as staff of ways that we could celebrate. I'm thinking that we would get some sort of loot to have here to hand out to the citizens. I'm not sure what loot that's going to be at. I personally like the idea of like a little seed package, like a wildflowers or whatever, in red, white, and blue, and we can put a cute little saying on it. So we're just tossing ideas around for that. As far as the parade, we were thinking float for council, if council would like to do that. staff is going to go through how we go through on our equipment, and then we were hoping that council would want to ride on a float that we decorate with the 250 anniversary. So we have time for that. It's still in the early stages. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for Tammy? Okay, we had our Thurston County Mayor's meeting last Friday. There was only 4 of us, 7 mayors that were there. So not a lot went on in the meeting. And then that's all I have. So thanks, Tammy, and to Theron and Theron, your staff, for doing the cleanup. And Shelley, were you down here too? Were you not? Miranda, I knew one of you were, so thank you, and thank you that you two are sitting in our meeting tonight. You know, a lot of times Theron gives kudos to Public Works and what our community looks like, but you two keep her honest. And the 3 of you in here are, you know, you guys are doing amazing work, so sometimes that's not said to you two. Appreciate that, and I appreciate you sitting in tonight. Okay, we'll move to item 7. We usually do this after every time we have new council members come, and I think we missed it a couple of years ago, so I just asked him to put together, it's probably the same presentation he's given to you, some of you multiple times, but I just asked him to put that together. It was a meeting we didn't have a lot on our agenda, so I thought I'd let him squeeze that in. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, so we can get done at 5:30 and everybody can go home to dinner. I commend reading this. It's almost 3 pages long. And so, do's and don'ts. The mayor asked me, mainly the issue with communication. This is a strong mayor form of government, and strong mayors, when things go right, they get all the praises, and when things go wrong, they get all the blame. So they are kind of in charge of everything. And when council members do things outside of the council meeting, especially with other city employees, sometimes there gets to be a little friction. They sometimes feel that they're being imposed on, or that they're being asked for special favors or something like that. And so communication should be, for the most part, either with the mayor or the clerk or with me. You can talk to the 3 of us on the record, off the record, whenever you want to. That's always permitted. You're going to get an email from publication by MRSC. I've already sent it to Tammy, and she's going to distribute it to you. It's called Knowing the Territory. It was originally published by MRSC and written by Bob Housen, who's your former city attorney, a long time ago. And it will answer a lot of your questions. We're not pointing fingers at anybody or anything. You're not being scolded or anything like that. But it's a good idea that the 3 of you don't get together for lunch, because it's a meeting.
Which 3?
Really? Yeah, I know. This is why you should always attend that first section.
No, but which 3? There's 5 of us.
That's true, but 3 of you.
Any 3. Any
It's
combination of
It's
3.
a quorum, right, yeah.
Yeah,
That-
4.
that's what-
But I
that's-
thought you were talking about a
that's-
specific 3.
Okay, no.
Well,
You're right. You see, it's an unofficial and inappropriate meeting, and those people who don't like it, they're gonna call it a conspiracy or something like that. So you just, you know, the little things like that you don't really think about very often. And so I commend that to you. There's a list of all the things that you can do, and you can do all sorts of things. Your biggest thing is, of course, doing the budget, make sure that it's balanced, that you get the things that you want to get done, and you have to cast away those things that you can't do. I live in Tacoma, and I think they're $12 million out of balance right now. So, you know, we're in good shape here. Yeah. So, you actually got a surplus. So, if anybody has any questions about either the memo I just gave you or publication media, feel free to call. You all have my number, you got my email, you know how to get a hold of me. Any questions?
Thank you,
That was
Bill.
perfectly clear, right?
Thank you, sir. Okay,
I made it. Oh, I wasn't.
yeah,
Oh,
now we
yeah,
gotta
I
get to
bet.
Adam. Adam, 6-year street plan.
As we do annually, we update the 6-year street plan. Changes on this one, I don't know if you've got a chance to review it. But the costs always go up a little bit. Again, they're just planning costs, they're not to be taken too seriously. Formerly, number one was the Center Street chip seal, but since we're taking care of Center Street and the other streets, that was removed, and number one is now the SR 507 Center Street section roundabout. This is also a placeholder for possible Minnesota 507 roundabout. So it's just a project placeholder. Again, like, don't take the wording too seriously in the description. It's not set in stone. As we saw with Center Street, several streets were added to that project. Number two, Olympia Street. This was shortened because formerly included several sections of Olympia Street, but those were chip sealed a couple years ago. Those are looking pretty good. We just need to pave the end of Olympia Street. You know, there's a resident or two that has complained quite a bit about that. So it might be the only residential street that isn't paved. So at some point we'll have to do something about that. And then I added number 3. I added the Bolesky Drive chip seal. And if you go on the TIB website and look at all of the ratings for the streets in the city, Rainier is looking really good right now. Again, you could get feedback on that and say, hey, I don't quite agree with that rating, and we could bring it to the TIB engineer, and he could come out and re-rate it. We could debate that. And but Bolesky Drive, after these chip seals that we do in the coming months, Bolesky Drive is the new lowest rating. So I see that as the future chip seal project with TIB that you could probably tackle in a couple of years and tack a few more projects onto that, a few other streets as they deteriorate. So, and those are the changes. So you guys can approve them now, or if you have feedback for me and we want to revise it, I can do that, and I can bring it back next council meeting, and we can approve it then. But I need an approved, council-approved street plan to upload to the state website before June 30th. What do you guys think?
I have a question.
Sure.
What's life expectancy on asphalt before you do chip seal for a road?
That depends on a lot of factors. Often the subgrade, if the subgrade is failing, due to, well, if it was poorly constructed to begin with, maybe, but if there is water infiltration, it can disrupt the subgrade, and you start to see alligator cracking, or you see potholes develop. There's also a factor of how much the street's been used, as we've seen with Center Street in recent years, and population growth, that Center Street deteriorates pretty fast. So there's several factors. There's also the depth of asphalt. Say for 507, you have, I think the state standard is, it's about 8 inches of asphalt. That's thick asphalt, right? But it's a highway, it's a state highway, so they're expecting a lot of traffic and heavy trucks. But you turn onto Center Street and it's to about 3-inch depth. So,
Reason my question is, how much in the future do we need to look at chip seal for Dixie roof? I mean, it's in great shape right now, but it's something for the future to look at. And
yeah, definitely.
timetable.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the TIB engineer, every few years, he comes out and re-rates the streets.
Okay,
So that will naturally come up. He'll notice deficiencies on the street, and it will come up on the ratings, and it'll be put in queue.
I don't see any triggers that now, but just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Like I said, Molesky Drive, there are a couple other streets that maybe the ratings are debatable, but, that are close to Molesky Drive right now. And not that Molesky Drive is awful, right? It's not like you're driving through potholes and all, but, just staying on top of this and making sure Rainier, where we try as hard as we can to keep in the green. You'll see the scores on their website. If you're in the green, you're 70 to 90. I think you have a couple of blues that are up into the 90s to 100. So, he said on average, you guys have a high average rating for the state, for all cities. But that doesn't mean that there aren't roads that need attention. So if you see things, let me know.
I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Are you done, Ron?
Yeah, I was just gonna make the motion to comment, that's good.
Go ahead, Tom.
I'd like to make a motion that we proceed with the road repairs with chip seal. And, whatever roads we need to do, I think we should go forward on.
If you want us to approve the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I put that number 3 on there, the chip seal project, because I'd say in a couple of years you could apply to TIP again for another chip seal project for a few streets, for at least a few streets in the city. So just keeping that in queue. So, yeah, but besides that, it's all good? Okay, yeah.
So Tom, why don't you change your motion just to say, I make a motion to approve the 6-year street plan.
6 year.
That's what we're talking about.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the 6-year street plan.
Second.
There's a motion, a second, to approve the 6-year street plan. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, council.
How long does the roundabout take? How long does that take to do?
Well, the current funding that we're applying for to do the traffic studies and the preliminary work to plan for right-of-way acquisition and several other points, that's a phase. And then there's a design phase. I mean, you have to get the funding first, which is several $1 million. So then there's the design phase and the construction phase. So it takes a few years, at least, yeah. I'm hoping that WashDOT, we've been down this road before with WashDOT. We've tried to get them to see the need for these roundabouts, but with population growth and more traffic coming through here, I'm hoping that with the current levels of traffic and with maybe the current staff at WashDOT, they will see the need for them now and make a plan for them to construct them actually, so. Yeah, and the mayor, he's getting very active on this as well. So he's has an appointment with your senator, and we're gonna get very aggressive on this. So,
Yeah, this is something we've been trying with for years.
yeah.
Trying to get going, so this would be great.
Yeah, and you guys are, these connector streets, Center Street and Minnesota Street, we're doing improvements on those right now. We're doing the rapid flashing beacons, we're doing chip seal, road repairs. I'd like WashDOT to come in and address these intersections now.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Good job.
Motion to adjourn? motion and a second to adjourn. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Could I have just 60 seconds, Mayor? I just want to introduce myself to y'all.
Okay.
I don't know how these things work, I've never been.
Usually you would have signed up for public comment,
Okay, I didn't know that.
but what are you introducing yourself?
Well, I'm Les Cummert, I'm the manager of the Roadhouse, who just opened up 3 weeks ago. Just wanted to let y'all know we were here. We're here for the community, we're here to help y'all. If we can partner up with you in any way, we're happy to do it. We've got the whole marching band coming down on the 26th. We're gonna do their event, their after concert event at our place. So if we can help the city in any way, the Singh family and me are willing to help.
Okay,
So if there's anything y'all need, let us know.
thank you. And yeah, if you come in, generally it would be get here and public comment, we sign up and somebody can talk in the public. They address the council, it's not a question and answer time. Or, when you came in, I guess it was so close to the meeting, we could have introduced ourselves to each other and I could have you. introduce
Yeah, I remember you.
Council's pretty straight, so thank you for letting him introduce himself at council. Okay, there's a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting officially adjourned 5:41. Thank you, council.
Welcome to Rainier.
Thank you.